Good morning. It is Saturday. I didn't vlog yesterday, but I discovered something kind of awful. I had to do some paperwork which involved me having to produce my tax return and send it off somewhere, and I hunted the whole house for my tax return, in every nook and cranny, in my tax return folder, in a couple of piles of papers that needed dealing with or filing. They were in there. I looked everywhere that it could possibly have been. Went on to the tax return website to find it, and it said I hadn't submitted it. I'm one of these people that's really good at my tax return. I get it in around June usually. The deadline is the following January, and I always do a paper return because every time I try and do an online return I get to the last bit and it crashes, or it just says this has been unsuccessful, and then I just can't get back into it. So every year, to be sure, I do a paper tax return. Now, I couldn't find the form to fill in for the paper tax return. That's not in my house either. I was sure I sent it off. All the calculations were done. I went on my laptop and there they all were. Anyway, apparently I've got to pay a £100 fine. I've done it online now and it didn't crash. But anyway, yes, that took up quite a lot of time yesterday. In other news, we went to the hairdressers and Izzy's hair is now sorted, and hopefully she'll show you later. My boyfriend is here today. He's downstairs at the moment doing some work at the desk, and he's going to do that for about another 3/4 of an hour. I'm going to try and do a bit more admin because I didn't get much done yesterday. The can of worms took up most of my day. Yeah, I'm going to do a bit of admin and then we're going to play tunes for an hour in the cellar. Then we're either going to have lunch or go for a walk. I mean, we're going to do both, but we don't know which order yet. We shall decide after our hour of tunes and see how hungry we are. I've done that little admin job, and this is relevant to what that little admin job was. Oh yes, I've now got a buy me a coffee link. See, I haven't got a Patreon because I have no more to give than I'm already giving to this channel, and I don't want sort of layers of exclusivity. I don't want stuff hidden behind a paywall. I just want everybody to access everything. So I haven't got a Patreon, but I now have a little virtual tip jar. So if you want to make a little contribution to the upkeep of this channel, you're welcome to. There's a little buy me a coffee link below, and I'm probably not actually going to buy a coffee with it. I'll put it towards the upkeep of the channel because I want to keep this channel mid-roll ad-free for as long as I possibly can, because just, you know, it's nice to have an uninterrupted viewing experience, in my opinion. So yeah, feel free to make a contribution. Right, plug over. I've actually just done a big jump forward in time. We've just spent the best part of an hour playing our music in the cellar. I didn't film it today. We just sort of got on with things, really working towards this project that we're both involved with. I am going to cook some lunch now, which is going to be kind of a bit like a traditional English breakfast, I suppose, but obviously a vegetarian version. And I'm going to use the Active Fry to fry some real potatoes, but I'm going to cut them up really, really small into cubes so they'll cook quite quickly. It's a little bit later now, and this is where I'm at. I've been listening to the tune list I put together for IB, blasting out through that speaker. Well, not too loud, but loud enough for me to have a bit of a dance around the kitchen while I'm cooking. Got it on pause because of copyright. Currently listening to Rura. These are the not chips, don't know what they are, cubed potatoes frying in the Active Fry. They're starting to smell quite nice. This over here is my alternative to baked beans. This is going to be a controversial opinion, but I really don't like tinned baked beans because they just taste like sugar to me. I'm a bit funny in that I do not like to mix savoury and sweet. So there we are. So this is my baked beans, which is basically a tin of tomatoes, and I didn't have any haricot beans, which are the sorts of beans that they put in baked beans, but I did have cannellini beans, which are a bit similar, aren't they? So I chucked a tin of those in. I also just added a bit of soy sauce or a bit of salt, a little bit of Bisto gravy granules and a bit of basil, and I also added a bit of garlic, and that's just simmering down really for ages, you know, evaporating right down so it gets really tasty and lovely. I'm going to do the Richmond vegan sausages with it. I'm also going to fry those up in the pan. A bit of, I know we have tomatoes and tomatoes, but you know, variety of textures. And I'm going to fry some eggs for me and Ivy, but Izzy doesn't like fried eggs, so she'll probably just have extra sausage. And that's going to be our feasty lunch. I've been having shenanigans with an egg. I tipped one egg into the pan and quickly realised it was gone off. So I was literally getting the tongs and fishing everything out quick that had gone anywhere near it. So only 2 items had touched it, so I gave them a really good wash. So they've gone on my plate because I don't want to give them to anybody else. But anyway, here we are. These are our lunches. Isabel's not having eggs because she doesn't like eggs, and she also doesn't like tomatoes. Well, she's kind of allergic to them, so she's alright with tinned, but not fresh, strangely. Anyway, yeah, there it is. I am actually in a car. We've eaten our grub. Isabel didn't want to come out, but me and Ivy are going to have a walk, and because we're now allowed to drive to have a walk, we're going to just drive a little further afield, obviously staying within the 5-mile limit. Yeah, we'll see what we can find. We've just pulled up the car because there was a funny noise coming from the back axle, which sounded a bit like this. It was a bit of a rubbish impression. It sounded like something was stuck under it, so he's just gone to investigate. He's investigated. It was a bit of wood. We've parked. We're gonna do a bit of exploring. We've come to a cemetery with these amazingly enormous trees, and this is massive. I don't even know if I can get a perspective. Oh, IB, will you film me so I can show people how big these trees are?
It's that big.
We're trying to work out what this is. It looks like it was some sort of water trough. It's just full of sort of not pine needles, whatever those are, from the tree. It's very Narnian. And at the top here, there's a fish. One thing I'll say about these graves is they're really big. The gravestones, they are massive. I don't really want to go and randomly walk among them. It just kind of feels a bit, I don't know, a bit rude. But if I can get next to one without trampling on things, I'll show you how big they are. But I think they're, you know, comparable to my height. Yeah, can you see how big it is? It's as big as me, basically. I'm sure they're not normally that big. It's all overgrown with ivy here. God, that one's completely engulfed, isn't it?
Big, isn't it?
It is bigger. This is bigger than we thought it was going to be. Ivy is enjoying doing some maths. At the moment, it's trying to work out numbers. Something to do with the cemetery. It's massive, it is. We're heading back to the car, though, as didn't want to spend too long in here, really. What are you trying to work out? How many graves are in here? A lot.
Say 2 by 3, 6 square metres per grave. This is say 40% empty space.
We've actually driven and parked somewhere else, and there's a little swan. Hello. Right up by the path here. How funny. Believe it or not, I'm in ASDA right now because we were driving quite close by, so we just pulled up and I'm just grabbing a few bits. Our baking trays are all sticking, and Izzy's doing so much baking. Oh look, is that really £3 for all of those? Well, 2, I'm going to get that. I feel like I'm in supermarket sweep because IB has not come in because obviously pandemic and he doesn't need anything. And yeah, I'm just kind of grabbing stuff. I wonder how much these are. Izzy could do with some more cookie cutters. Let's just get them. It doesn't say, but they're plastic. How much can they cost? Yeah, I'm not normally like this. It's just I'm rushing. I need a mixing bowl as well. But I'm not going to get that now. Right. Just literally getting a few things. I'm probably not going to film very much because it's a pandemic and I just want to get out quick because it's quite crowded because it's the daytime. And you know me. I normally go in the evening to avoid the crowds. I was capitalising on the lift. Oh, that's blocked off. We are home and it's time for the big reveal of Izzy's haircut.
Yeah.
Ta-da! Do 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 do.
Pretty similar.
Do 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 do. It was a bargain price as well.
Yes, it was.
£8. £8 to fix my trashing. I was well relieved. I thought it was going to be 30. It was 30 last time you had your haircut, wasn't it?
I did style it because if I don't style it, it's very flat, and that's not really my thing. So now it looks less flat on this side.
It looks very cute.
And I like the whole one ear behind and big on the other. Oh, not big, but you know what I mean.
Very nice. And Isabel's arranged the shopping for a very quick tour of what I eventually got, because I wanted to get in and get out of that shop because it was quite crowded and IB was waiting in the car. So I got some of these because the ones we have, they're just, everything is sticking like glue to them, and they really have had their day. I couldn't resist. Nom, yum, yum, yum. Lockdown treats. I think we've still got the others left, haven't we? Have you eaten any of them?
I ate one.
I've only eaten the cream eggs. But I thought you might like these, Isabel.
Yeah, I do. Because I'm going to make biscuits later, so I'll definitely use this small one. When you have just a few big ones, it doesn't look as many as you got like thousands of small ones.
That's
Even though it's
true.
the same amount, it'll feel like more of a treat when you have like 3 than if you have 1.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I bought the 30 pence a bar Smart Price chocolate for your cooking.
We have so much chocolate now. We have 3 bars.
Oh, I bought one the other day.
Yeah, I know. I haven't used it.
Oh, it's all right. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Well, when you do your, your chocolate stuff, you can just cook with that. This was £1.50 a block. Isabel kept using my Lurpak, and I was like on the warpath, wasn't I? Because it's £3.75 a tub. So anyway, those were £1.50 each. So that can be her baking butter. I got some yogurt. I would have got soya, but honestly, I grabbed what I could without having to go into another aisle because there was just so many people. I bought some moisturiser for my face because I am occasionally a bit girly. I bought peppers.
That luscious skin.
I know, yeah.
I was going to say luscious locks, but you don't put that in your hair, so...
No, it would get all greasy if I did that. So, yeah, peppers, 6 of those. There's 4 red ones, so Izzy will probably just chow down on those, and I'll cook with the green ones probably. Or we'll put them in salad. I have got some stringless beans, a cucumber for our salads, mushrooms, and some of these mushrooms, because I eat so many mushrooms. I also bought some salad that is actually not iceberg lettuce, but it's a mild one. Izzy doesn't like the peppery ones. So that, and I got some coffee beans because I was running low, and I got some pak choy, and also some decaffeinated lavassa, and I got 2 just because I get through it so quickly, honestly, and they don't sell it in every shop that we go to, so I stocked up. And I also got some loo roll. Hello, good evening. I have been lounging around on my bed. I haven't got much else planned. Isabella's gone and made herself pancakes, and this time they were successful. So she's now too full up and doesn't want dinner, and it's about 7:30, I think, in the evening. So I don't know if we're going to have a really late night meal or not. She kind of kiboshed me a bit in that respect, but anyway, it's not the end of the world, is it? I think this evening I am going to listen to lots of news articles and do my puzzle downstairs, and that's about it, to be honest. I want to finish the vlog off, but anyway, if you've enjoyed watching this one, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel to grow. I so appreciate it. If you're new here and you'd like to follow more of this sort of thing, our lives here in South Wales, do feel free to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.